Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to make this quick video going over a market update on US dollar and DXY, some of the USD pairs as well. We had finally got some market movement on US dollar. As you probably saw today, a lot of the USD pairs were going kind of crazy. So wanted to give a brief update on where we're at. My original bias was bullish. I explained in some previous videos on why that was. But the market rules all, and we can clearly see bearish bias is being favored here. So you guys can see, just kind of looking previously at DXY and price action over the last few months. I think this is back in December when we had started this bullish rally. I mean, higher highs, higher lows, impulses and corrections, and then we finally had a break of market structure here. And so I just wanted to show kind of where we were at previously. It's always important to look left so where was price action at previously, where we're at currently. So after we failed to make another higher high, we had broken this market structure. We had an impulse down, and then we had this corrective move where the last few weeks were just really choppy for USD pairs. Wasn't really clear bias, but we finally have another impulse move to the downside. So as we can see, price action is being very bearish right now. We had broken market structure, clear impulse and corrective move right here, and we had a strong push down these last few days. Really strong push. US dollar pairs were going crazy. So I'm favoring bearish right now, but that does not mean that in the short term, US dollar pairs couldn't have a bounce. I mean, after this impulsive move, it's very possible we could just have a slow chop correction for another couple weeks until the next impulse move down. I mean, look at every time we had an impulse right over here, we had a couple week correction. Every time we had an impulse, couple week correction, and so on. And I can say the same thing for here, couple week correction. And so I wouldn't doubt that we couldn't form some sort of corrective structure here before we get another impulse. So ultimately, I am bearish on US dollar pairs right now in DXY, but not saying that we couldn't have a short-term move. I don't play the smaller time frames, and if I see an impulse like this, I'm not looking to enter. I'd rather wait for a lower time frame corrective structure. If we can get something like this, taking a short position right here. I don't often trade DXY, but that'd be what I'd be looking for in this type of setup. And there's a lot of confluence around the market with other US dollar pairs. So this is DXY. Let me go to, I believe this is Euro USD. Let me see. Yep, Euro USD. So we do have a lot of confluence. I mean, Euro USD is pretty much an inverse chart of DXY. Same thing. We were moving in this bearish market structure here, lower lows, lower highs, and we had a break. Here was our break right here. But then we just had this real choppy, ugly movement right here. And I went over this in my last video that I posted on my Instagram story. I didn't like this price action. I wanted to see something more clear. And we have that. We have a really strong impulse move up on Euro USD. But same thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see, something of the sort where we get a corrective structure here before continuing moving up. So there's a lot of confluences. I'll keep going around the market just so you can see some other USD pairs. I think we have, let me see, USD Swiss franc. So same thing. I like to look around at other US dollar pairs to see, are we seeing a common trend around the market with other USD pairs that coincides with our original bias on DXY that we could be moving down. And USD Swiss franc is really no exception. I mean, we have this break of this trend line right here. I would like to see some more follow through here, but same thing. We had this impulse move up, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we failed to make a higher high right here. So we formed a double top, and then we have this break of the structure. So another bearish looking chart. Nothing super clear here in terms of trade, but ultimately this is looking for potential bearishness to the downside. I'll go to another chart just so you can see. Let me see what we have. USD JPY, same thing as USD Swiss franc. Failed to make any sort of higher highs up here at this region. And then we had a break of this this trend line right here. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this on USD JPY move up to the top before we have some sort of next impulse move down. I mean, sure, we could just continue down and USD could just be melting. Very possible. But in the sense of looking for a trade, I don't want to enter on any sort of impulses like this. I'd rather wait for something of the sort, something of the sort like this, corrective structure on the lower time frame. But ultimately just showing you guys what I'm seeing on these USD pairs. I think there's one more. So this is Australian dollar USD. So same thing, I'd be looking for a bullish setup to give me confluence on my previous analysis on DXY. And we have that. I was originally bearish on US dollar pairs, and so on Australian dollar USD, I was favoring downside, but I mean, it's pretty clear now. We have this inverse head and shoulders, and we have this break of market structure right here. we were moving down, as you guys can see, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, and we had this break of market structure. And so we formed another base, which now this looks to be our first higher low. Let me go and grab this. Our first higher low, we have an impulse, and I'd be looking for some sort of corrective move to form right here before moving up. But we did have this break of market structure right here. So just like I said, more confluences. DXY is definitely looking bearish right now, but like I said, would not be surprised to see some sort of pullback, corrective move, a little bit of chop over the next few weeks. But it could give for some good setups, like Australian dollar USD, looking for some sort of corrective structure here. On some of the other USD pairs, I'll be looking for the same. So short term, wouldn't be surprised to see some bullishness, but midterm, definitely bearish on DXY overall and USD pairs.